Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reselling Rhythms. In my live streams, typically I have on other resellers, and we discuss reselling, and I have them on to discuss the various tips, strategies, and techniques to make us more profitable and better resellers, generate more income, and obviously be better resellers. With Q4 being as busy as it is this time of year and all the issues happening with eBay and some of the other platforms, I've decided the last few episodes towards the end of the year that I'm going to have just basically a reselling chat, bring up some current events that are affecting us as resellers. So that's what I'm doing. So if you're a reseller or you're intending upon being a reseller, you're in the right place. I see Miss Sharon is here. Thank you for being here, Sharon, and moderating. I know the notification did go out, so I'm sure that people will be filling in very shortly. So we'll get started momentarily. So again, guys, so we're just going to discuss some of the things that are affecting us as resellers. Once I cool off a little bit, I have my Santa hat and I'm put on, but like anything else, with live streaming, there's always issues. So it was a little hectic right before I started today. I was having some connectivity issues. So like I said, we'll get started, and I'm sure people will be filling in momentarily. So go from there. So let me just get started, and I'm sure Michelle will be in here shortly and some of my other friends. Like I said, today is a open panel live stream. We tried that last week. I didn't have any takers, but if anyone's interested in joining the live stream on the panel just to discuss reselling and just reselling in general, and maybe say hello to some of your reselling friends, you're more than welcome to join me. So let me just put the StreamYard link in the chat here, and we'll get started momentarily here. So let me do that for you guys. Put that in the chat. Okay, we'll do that and put that in the chat. Okay, so we're good to go, guys. So let me get started here, and like I said, people will join us very shortly. So I'm just going to discuss a few reselling things that are affecting us. Some of it has to do with eBay, some of it has to do with Etsy. I know some of you sell on Etsy, so let me just get into that a little bit. So we started with that. eBay and Etsy have instituted creative seller fees. Again, I tell you guys, I subscribe to various reseller blogs and try to monitor the various reselling chats, Facebook groups. I'm going to get that in a little bit later about Facebook groups. But anyway, every January, eBay and Etsy collect more fees from sellers without having to announce a fee increase. When sellers pay USPS, FedEx, and UPS, more to ship an item, they also fork over more fees to the marketplace, since both of them charge commissions on the total transaction price, including shipping. In July, eBay merged their payment processing fees into the final value commission fees. Under a new fee structure, instead of paying a final value fee, not including sales tax, a lower payment processing fee on the total transaction amount, including sales tax, sellers enrolled in the managed payments now pay a single percentage fee on the total transaction amount, including sales tax. So in other words, we're paying commissions to eBay for the managed payment fee, as well as their commission rate and anything else if you have any promoted listings, etc., on the total amount, including sales tax. So therefore, they get a little bit of a bump with their commission rate. In February, Etsy announced that in addition to charging commission fees on all sales, some sellers would pay an additional new advertising fee of between 12 to 15% for sales resulting from off-site ads. So again, they're kind of zinging some sellers, their top-rated sellers, with additional fees. Etsy kept its 5% commission fee in place for small sellers, but raised them to between 17 to 20% for larger sellers on some of their transactions. So okay, that is an issue, obviously, with with our costs going up on everything, and it's more expensive to be a reseller in general. Hello, Michelle. Thanks for joining us. I'm sure some people will be joining us very shortly. I just want to bring up something to you guys as well. I mentioned last week, I'm going to give you a little bit of additional update with eBay's seller protection for late shipments. It's funny. We talk about different, platforms and the problems that USPS is having with shipping. And I was getting set up here, and I told you, if you weren't here earlier, I was having some technical difficulties, and I got a notification that my Amazon package arrived. So I just ordered that 2 days ago. I ordered a book basically about YouTube, and it showed up. Hey, bike contest. Thanks for joining us, buddy. So that shows up, 2 days later, just one item on time. But USPS has issues with shipping things out. I shipped some packages out on Monday. That's what I'm going to get into a little bit into that discussion with you guys as well. Just reminding you about some of the issues with the USPS and how to meet the metrics, so to speak, on eBay. So let me just touch on that a little bit, guys. And we'll, like I said, this is an additional update. And this is as of 12/19. Seller protections extended for shipping delays and the Northeast snowstorm impacts. As you guys know, last Wednesday when I was doing my last live stream, we were having a nor'easter, so to speak, in the the Northeast section of the country. I had snow and had ice and sleet, et cetera, et cetera. So basically, eBay said they are extending estimated delivery dates and are adding additional time to receive an initial carrier scan for all sellers. So additional time for the first physical carrier scan will be applied to transactions from November 15th through the end of the year. Because the December standards evaluation period is the weekend, they will review and adjust your standards as needed retroactively to mid-November. A reminder of how you and your businesses are protected during this time. eBay will acknowledge your products were shipped on time when one of the following happens. Again, guys, you have to have a scan. So tracking shows a physical carrier scan anytime within your stated handling time, effective November 15th. This includes an additional 2 days from the standard handling time window you're committed to in your listings to accommodate for the extended delays. And the buyer answers yes to item arrived on time when leaving feedback. Tracking shows a delivery scan within the latest delivery date for the shipping service selected. Okay, so even in cases where the buyer may see a faster delivery estimate, your shipping will be considered on time if the arrives by the latest date for your shipping service. For example, if you use a standard shipping service within 1 to 5 day delivery time plus your standard handling time of 2 days, the item arrives within 7 working days. Your package delivered any time during this period, we recognize you've shipped on time. So again, basically what they're doing is they're giving us a little more leeway. Again, the issue is here, or they're not really reimbursing us for the additional fees involved when you have to refund a buyer, for late shipments. You try to do the right thing. So I want to say hello to Valerie in Miss Hickory Springs. Thank you for joining us. And like I said, Valerie, I don't know if you're out and about doing your DoorDash, but it's an open panel tonight. I'm just going to have a little reselling chat, and let's say hello to my reselling friends. And before the Christmas Eve, just get into that a little bit. So anybody wants to join me, I'm going to put the link in again into the chat. And like I said, anyone is invited to join me on the panel. I was on a chat earlier today saying hello to some of my other reselling friends. And it was kind of fun getting caught up because everybody gets so busy this time of the year, with Q4 and, Christmas and everything else. And you don't really have time to, to keep up to date with some of your reselling friends. So I was in the Pat D's chat earlier today, and Craig Landshark Picker was in there as well as some of the other resellers that I've known over the years. So again, that's the link there, guys. If you want to join me, you're more than welcome to join the panel. One thing I do want to bring up is just a little sip of water here again. I get very dry when I'm doing so much talking here. One thing I want to bring up, as I said before, most of you know that I do moderate for Casey the Rockstar Flipper, and Casey had an interesting video this week. Speaking of devil, there's Mr. Craig the Landshark Picker. I said I was in the chat earlier with Pat D's, and Craig was there. Again, Craig, you're welcome to join me as well if you want to pop on the panel for a little bit and just say hello and wish everybody, Merry Christmas or whatever. So again, Casey had a video that I thought was kind of interesting. And again, I know most of you, all of you I know of right now that are watching the video are very experienced sellers. And he had basically like 10 different things that he feels that entrepreneurs or resellers should have basically products or services that they should have. So I just want to touch on that and get your feedback on that as far as what you suggest. He also said, if you want to leave in the comments below, and I thought of a few things that, as a reseller, I would want to have, basically you learn over the years, things that you want to have. And, one of the things is additional, this is like a bonus tip. You can never have enough scissors, at least in my opinion. You can never have enough scissors. And I always like to have, basically box cutters or some kind of knife available to open packages because, I'm always looking for that. I can't find my scissors, so I must have 8 different pairs of scissors throughout the house in between my eBay room and down here where I do my my broadcast, et cetera, et cetera. Hello, Miss Cherry Picker. Thanks for being here. So again, let me just go through some of the things that Casey had said and bring it up to you guys and see what you feel some different tools and things that you might find advantageous to resellers. Casey brought up a few things. One of the things he did recommend, and I know some people run their e-commerce business strictly from a smartphone. I find it very difficult to do that. One of the first things he recommended was having either a laptop or a desktop computer. I agree. Certain platforms you can list exclusively from a phone. Amazon is very difficult to do. My understanding is I find it easier to list from a computer. What I typically do is I do my drafts via computer. You do them from a tablet if you want, but I do them from the computer, and then I take my pictures via phone or through a camera. And then I upload them to the app, and then I edit things on the laptop or the desktop computer. The other number two thing that he recommended was a smartphone. You don't have to have the latest and greatest, iPhone or Android phone, the Samsung, whatever the latest Samsung device is. But it does help to have, something relatively current, like an iPhone, 7 or better. The cameras are just fantastic. In addition, you might want to consider having a tablet as well. I really like my iPad. I think it's very, very convenient. And then what you want to do is if you're getting some kind of tablet, you definitely want to get a keyboard, a wireless keyboard. Makes things a lot easier to use. Number 3 is a shipping scale. I had mentioned before that I had shown you guys the shipping scale that I use, and it's getting kind of beat up. And I had discussed with some other resellers, including Sharon. I want to upgrade my shipping scale. Eventually, I'll probably get involved with some Amazon packages. FBA, so I'm going to be shipping in larger boxes into Amazon. So what's nice with the new scale when you get it has a detachable readout. So that's nice. It makes things easier as far as just, if you have the one I have now, you got to push the whole button and it'll give you the weight, but it just makes it easier if you have the detachable readout. It makes things easier. So again, that was number 3. So we got laptop or desktop computer, a smartphone, a shipping scale, and number 4 involved with shipping as well, tape gun and shipping supplies. And while we're on the tape gun and shipping supplies, again, I mentioned this last week. For those of you who wait to the last minute like I do when ordering your eBay supplies with your quarterly coupon, again, you only have 1 week to do that, today being the 23rd of December. So you have to order your 4th quarter supplies before the end of the year in order to take advantage of that coupon. So again, tape gun and shipping supplies. Number 5 that Casey recommends is a dedicated office space. In my opinion, that's not always possible. Unfortunately, reselling kind of overtakes you sometimes. In my house, it does at least. And, you become a hoarder. Some people are resellers are hoarders. And I guess I'm a hoarder. So it kind of overtakes your living space. So if at all possible, you want to have a dedicated office space. Makes you more organized and makes you more productive. Number 6, which I think is a great idea. As we know, being in a reselling, a lot of people don't understand reselling. It could be your family members, could be your spouse or significant other. They just don't understand reselling. So if you have an accountability partner or someone you can talk to about reselling, if you have a bad day, you want to discuss something or get some opinions from other resellers, that's just a great tool. You maybe want to set listing goals and say, hey, Joe, I want to do, 10 listings today. How many do you want to do? Set goals and keep each other accountable for those goals. So that helps. And also you can discuss reselling if you have any questions, etc. Kind of an adjunct to that is join reselling Facebook groups. The only thing with that is you don't want to get involved in social media too much. Can be a real time suck. So don't get stuck on Facebook all the time. Make sure you're concentrating on your business. But it does help to belong to the various Facebook groups. So at least 1 or 2 decent ones. So if you want to have some additional information, have some questions about reselling, you can reach out to the other resellers. Number 8 that Casey recommends is a cross-listing tool. Like I said, I had Maggie on my show before, and she got involved with List Perfectly. There's pluses and minuses in any of these cross-listing tools. Like I said, List Perfectly, in my opinion, again, I don't use it, but from what I heard, it doesn't really list too many item specifics. So you still have to do a lot of additional work with that. My understanding is the price isn't too crazy, but it does require additional work. So again, that depends basically on the volume you're doing. Some people just cross list on their own. I know Bill, Gnome and the Frog, he and Dave, they cross list on their own. They don't use a tool. So again, and that was number 8 on Casey's list. Number 9 was an accounting program. Some of you use GoDaddy, some of you use QuickBooks. Basically, once you become a reseller and you're doing this for profit, you have to report your income. If you're not going to use GoDaddy or QuickBooks, you have to at least use Google Sheets or some kind of Excel sheet, and basically keep track of your sales and your expenses, et cetera, et cetera. In addition to that, you might want to consider having an accountant or a CPA. If you do any kind of volume, they're worth their weight in gold. Okay, that was number 9, and then Casey came up with this number 10, which was kind of odd. I don't really consider it a must-have item. I guess he just threw it in there. He said, learn other reselling platforms. Well, he's talking about that all the time. Basically, he's saying don't put all your eggs in one basket, which I do agree. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to be on multiple reselling platforms. So if eBay is slow, or Etsy is slow, or Poshmark is slow, maybe Amazon is picking up the slack. I've heard stories. Sharon tells me how well she's doing with Facebook Marketplace. So again, maybe when you consider doing Facebook Marketplace or some of the local apps, take advantage of those. But again, be at least 2 platforms, possibly 3 or 4 platforms if all possible. It's to your advantage. Again, if maybe you're slow on one platform, maybe you pick up on the other platforms. One thing to keep in mind is that you can ship through Facebook Marketplace. And again, I'm planning on having Sharon on hopefully early next year to update us on as far as how the Facebook Marketplace works, because apparently they have their own shipping program. So it's kind of interesting, and I'm very interested in learning about it. And to me, you can always just cross post, and it makes things a lot easier. And then if it's doing well, and Facebook's a big marketplace. And my only issue with Facebook is, and again, this is just my opinion, for what it's worth, I think a lot of people on Facebook are basically over 40. But again, from what Sharon's telling me, it's been very, very profitable and very, very successful for her. And it, in addition to her other platforms that she sells on, she's just really been doing very, very well with it. Okay, so that was number 10. One thing I want to suggest, and again, I want to open it up to the chat, guys, what you can suggest. One thing I suggest, and again, I don't do a lot of volume right now. My goal is to, in the new year, hopefully start feeling a little bit better and just really ramp up my reselling business. If you're doing any kind of volume, you definitely want to have a thermal printer. And again, what I recommend is checking out the college picker. Eric, the college picker, does an excellent job as far as recommending the various thermal printers and telling you which ones are better. If you have any issues, connectivity, et cetera, will tell you which ones are connecting to a Mac and which ones are just for PC only. And he has workarounds, and he really has some great videos. So you might want to consider subscribing to Eric, or at least putting subscribing to him and have him in your repertoire as far as if you want information as far as learning about thermal printers. Just curious, guys, what type of tools do you recommend? Again, I always talk about you can never have enough scissors. I talk about having case cutters, box cutters, et cetera. I have the different kinds of tape guns. You want to have the big tape gun, or if you're doing any kind of heavy packing with the large boxes. And I have the little thing that you pick up at Staples or whatever. We put the tape on it, and you just wheel it and tear it off. What I use is the Scotch tape. The packing tape it works very well. What does Valerie said? She uses tools. Let's see what put Valerie's comment up here so I can see a little bit better. You have all the tools except a robot to do all the work for me. Laughter is the best medicine. Thank you, Valerie. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. And what are the other things I do? And again, when I first started, I told you guys, if you remember, if you've been following my channel for a while, I wanted to get involved with Amazon with the retail arbitrage, and I had bought the Scotty peelers, which are the little things that you take price tags off, et cetera. You just have to be real careful with them. Gluon's another item, but that's oil based. If you're using that on any kind of cardboard, it can stain it, so that could be an issue. So Valerie, are you out and about doing a DoorDash? Did you want to join my chat for a little bit, or like I said, I don't know if you're in the car, or you're doing DoorDash. If you want to pop on for a minute and just say hello and maybe wish everyone a happy holiday, if at all possible. Like I said, I don't know who's available, who's camera ready, etc. But I just wanted, like I said, it's really difficult this time of year to get any kind of guests on with the Q4 and everyone just kind of gearing up with the holidays, and then people are busy getting ready for the holiday. And this is as a side note, I told you guys I live right across the bridge from Philadelphia, so it's basically just me. So I kind of miss the holiday traditions. You're dashing for dollars, okay, no problem. So what I decided to do was I missed the holidays. I missed the family traditions. So my mother was she was born here, but she's from Polish descent, and there's sections like in any city, the various ethnic groups in the city. So there's a section in the Philadelphia area that's a Polish neighborhood. So I went and I stopped at the Polish butcher. If you ever got that, basically it's Polish sausage. It's called some people call it kibasi. It's really kibasa. The Polish people call it kibasa. So it's basically Polish sausage. I prefer the fresh one. Some people like the smoked one that you can get like the Wilshire Farms in the supermarket. I like the fresh, which has a little bit of garlic. So you got to be careful with garlic. But so I went over there, and that was kind of cool. And what's real nice is it's right across the bridge, and bing bang boom. And I told you it was earlier. I was in Pat D's chat, and it's John Jones. I didn't realize he was local. He must be in this area in South Jersey. And he went to a Polish delicatessen that's kind of in my area. But again, I prefer going to the butcher itself because it's so fresh. I mean, they make it that day, and it's really delicious. So I figured I treat myself to that. So that was one of the things that I wanted to treat myself with the holidays. So any of you guys wanting to join the chat or join the live stream, you're welcome to join me. Probably keep it relatively short today. Like I told you guys, I'm going to be on every Wednesday, unless it's a holiday or something. Today is like, Christmas Eve. So I just, made sure I wanted to be on for you guys, and just basically just a nice place you guys can hang out and discuss reselling and, say hello to your friends and, network basically. And again, just a reminder, I do have a Facebook group, a Reselling Rhythms Facebook group. I'm trying to build that up. You going to birth? Valerie's going to work both Eves and Xmas days. Okay. Yeah, I mean, hey, you got to pay the bills, right? I understand that. So, like I said, it's funny. I went to the supermarket and I wanted to get some crab meat. Crab meat, I don't know if you guys buy crab meat, but it's super, super expensive. So I go on the Sam's. It was like $22 for a pound of crab meat. I thought, this is crazy. So then I went to the local. I know you guys have Albertsons. It's a chain that has they bought various supermarket chains. There's one that was established in the Philadelphia area called Acme, and it was $12 a pound. And I'm looking at it, it's like Chinese crab meat. I think, what's Chinese crab meat taste like? So and I said something to the seafood counter person. She said, well, that's all we have. She goes, we might have like the lump crab meat, but it's going to be like $20-some a pound. I said, no, that's okay. I can't. I'm on fixed income and I'm a reseller. I can't really afford the $30 a pound for crab meat. So that's what I did. So anyway, guys, what kind of tools do you recommend for as far as reselling? Some of the things you found valuable. I know, like I said, some of you, I know you have definitely when you have accounting programs, you got to keep track of your things. Sharon, I forget what you told me, what program you use. Do you use QuickBooks or do you use GoDaddy for your software? I know you have an account because you have another business, but what do you use for your software program for your accounting for your reselling business? If you can put that in the chat, I'd appreciate it. Michelle, I know you have a thermal printer as well. I know we discussed that before. What type of thermal printer are you using? I forget if you said you have a Rollo, I think is what you said you have. Just curious. So again, guys, you can always reach out to other resellers. Again, that's why I'm trying to build up my Facebook group a little bit. So, I have a drama free zone. So if you guys have questions, concerning reselling, you can reach out to the other resellers and get input. And, don't be afraid to ask questions. And, it's not a judgmental place. Try to keep it pretty clear or that type of thing. One of the issues is I don't allow other video posts in there, and I did find one today when I was posting in there. You use a Zebra thermal printer. You have a Zebra as well, Michelle? Okay. So it looks like Zebra's pretty popular. Okay. Yeah, we had Zebras when I was working, when I worked retail for a while. I worked retail for quite some time. I was in retail and wholesale sales. But when I was working retail, both locations had Zebra printers. They had issues too. For whatever reason, I guess the retail trade likes Zebra. I guess they have good customer support. But I remember starting up our computers, and I think we just because we had old computers, and it was always an issue. We used to have to print shelf prices, shelf tags from the Zebra printer, and we always had issues with that. But apparently, a lot of resellers do use the Zebra printer, and they've been pretty happy with it. So Sharon, I guess you use that as well for your shipments into Amazon. You use the Zebra printer. You can change the label size or whatever to use the larger shipping labels. I know. There's one thing I said, definitely subscribe to Eric the College Picker, because he was saying, I know you can extend it, make it like longer labels, and you can use that for like the larger packages. So if you're shipping like a box into FBA for Amazon, you can use the different types of labels. One thing I'm going to bring up too, and again, I don't do this because I don't have a thermal printer. Some of you that use UPS, that's an option too. UPS will give you free thermal labels, depending upon what kind of volume you do. So that's something to consider. If you do any kind of volume and you're using UPS, you can get free labels from UPS. I remember when I first started, I was trying to do Amazon. I was confused. Amazon's pretty big task to learn in the beginning. But I tried to go to the UPS shipping center, and I said, can I get labels? And they said, well, we don't really have labels. I said, well, they do, but I guess you have to have an account to get the labels. So again, you can get the free labels. You guys know, you're all experienced sellers. You know about the free supplies from the United States Postal Service. You can get the free, padded flat-laid envelopes and the boxes, etc. The express mail, and you get that all free supplies. But obviously, this time of year, it's crazy to get those kind of supplies. They can't even get the regular shipping items out. Part of the issue is, and again, guys, I know most of you have experienced shipping delays, is they just don't have enough help, and they're trying to cut costs at the post office. It's publicly funded, but it's quasi public, and they're trying to save money, and there's issues with people getting ill and not being able to work. Like I said, what I have is a regional carrier here. Just getting back to what Sharon had said, she uses GoDaddy. Used to use QuickBooks and GoDaddy. Okay, so GoDaddy is much better for resellers. Thank you, Sharon. Appreciate that. So let me put that up, guys. And my understanding is GoDaddy is less expensive. Like QuickBooks is a little pricey. I know that back in the day when I was considering, I've always kind of had like an entrepreneurial spirit, and I've had a couple different small businesses over the years. At one point, I was doing like 2 different small businesses, and I was working in the wine and liquor sales, and I was working at the local supermarket part-time, and accountants and CPAs typically like QuickBooks, but there's a pretty long learning curve with QuickBooks. It's a little complicated, and it's kind of pricey, but for whatever reason, accountants prefer that. So that's why a lot of people use QuickBooks. I know Casey uses QuickBooks, but that's pricey. If you're doing the kind of volume that Casey does, that's fine. You ordered some labels, Michelle, from UPS, and you got the sheet feed labels for your Zebra. Should last for a while. Good. So do you do any kind of volume as far as UPS, Michelle? Do you do decent volume with the UPS, or is there any kind of requirement as far as how much you have to do? Again, I'm new to this, the UPS and the thermal printers. I definitely will be getting a thermal printer when I start doing any kind of volume. At this point, it's funny, and I'll give you a tip, guys. If you're relatively new to reselling and you don't want to get involved in a thermal printer, again, definitely print your labels at home. You can save quite a bit of money. Consider using Pirate Ship, again, because you get the Commercial Plus. One thing I did want to bring up too, and I had mentioned this before, with the price increase, they went up a couple of weeks ago. The shipping costs went up for the USPS. And I was always kind of padding my shipping a little bit. I was just trying to break even. And I'm at the point where I'm actually losing a little bit on my padded flat rate envelopes. My cost is $8.15 through Pirate Ship, and I'm charging $8.95. So if you factor in roughly, it's like 12% ish. It's the 10% for the commission for eBay, and then it's a little over 2%, 2.5% for the managed payment. So I'm actually losing a little bit of money on my shipping when I ship out on a padded flat rate envelope. You don't really do a lot with, you really use UPS, but the pricing has changed, so you may use it more in the future. Okay, absolutely. Yeah, and again, you got to consider, again, that's, in my mind, that's one of the hardest things to learn. Sharon and I discuss reselling quite a bit, and she's apparently is a shipping guru. I find it kind of difficult to learn shipping, and at least that's when I found I first started. I mean, I thought Amazon was kind of overwhelming, and shipping was pretty difficult to learn. Again, I talk about jeans, and I'm not crazy about doing jeans, but what's nice about jeans is 95% of your jeans you ship in a padded flat rate envelope. So I use those, the Walmart, the bread bags, and I have an inventory bag, which is basically my bread bag with an inventory number, and I put it in the bins. Then I take it out of that bag and I put it in a fresh bag, and then seal that. And then I slide it into a padded flat rate envelope, and I seal that, attach my label, and I'm good to go, which is nice. I mean, I don't really have to think too much about shipping. So you get that out in a relatively quick process. Yeah, Sharon loves shipping. I mean, she's unique. She loves shipping, and apparently she's just has a knack for it. So again, I find it a little confusing. But again, like I said, I'm planning on having Sharon on hopefully in the near future, and definitely want to discuss the Facebook Marketplace, because I think there's a lot of opportunities there, guys. And again, like I discussed earlier about Casey saying the Rockstar Flipper, you want to be on multiple platforms, and with everything that's going on, I'm hearing stories how people are doing very well with Amazon, maybe not doing as well with eBay, but they're doing well with Facebook Marketplace. So if your sales are down, say on Poshmark or eBay, maybe they're up on Facebook Marketplace or they're up on Amazon. Love is a strong word. She really enjoys shipping. Apparently that's her forte. She even ships furniture. There you go. I would not ship furniture, but like I said, some people have a knack for it, and they enjoy doing it. Yeah, Sharon, she's an expert when it comes to shipping. I give her credit. I mean, I just I don't even like shipping fragile things. But again, I like to have her on, and we can talk about shipping fragile things, and we can talk about Facebook Marketplace. And again, there's opportunities, guys, and don't limit yourself to just one platform. And then you really hurt yourself if you limit yourself to one platform. You want to have several platforms, and whether you use a cross posting tool or you just manually cross post. What does Michelle say here? You can ship sheets or glasses and tables and candelabras. So you feel you can ship almost anything. Yeah, absolutely. If you can ship candelabras and things, and just you gotta wrap it. And they talk about doing a box in a box, and they're wrapping things really well with the bubble wrap. And then you maybe putting it in a box, and then putting filler, and then putting another box around the box, so that the box on the outside is cushioned for if it's shaken or thrown around. And again, I should probably discuss that with Sharon, because she's the shipping expert. I'm far from a shipping expert. So, and you guys have any? And again, I want to just open it up for last 10, 15 minutes, guys. We're not going to keep you real long. Again, I just want to make sure I said hello to everybody and wish everybody a happy Merry Christmas, happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you guys celebrate. Make sure I wanted to wish you guys all merry and happy. And just have like I said, I like to have this place as a connect with other resellers and educate you guys wherever possible. Again, I am looking for more resellers to have on in the new year. I reached out to several resellers over the last few weeks, and they just said it's just too crazy in Q4 to have people on. Hey, Shasha, good to see you. Merry Christmas. So I just, it's just kind of crazy this time of year to have other resellers on. They're busy, and I understand that. But I think it's very valuable because everyone has a different way of doing things, and some people have different ways, and maybe you said, oh, I never thought about doing it that way, and it can be rewarding and educational. I'm always open to learning things and new things, and what I say is, I'm always big about quoting different sayings and things, and I say every day I learn and something new is a good day. So you never know what to expect. Like I said, I talked about earlier about the shipping delays with USPS, and I don't understand why Amazon can get their things out, like the next day or 2 days later, and then USPS has problems. But it is what it is. And like I said, I ordered one book, it's like a $14 book, and I get it in 2 days. And you try to ship something across country with the USPS, and it takes a week or 10 days to get to the location. So it gets lost in transit and everything. So, and again, like I said, guys, I will post that once it uploads. Again, I tell you guys, there's an issue with me with uploading my videos. For some reason, it takes like 14 hours. So I will post that link to that article that they update from eBay that says they extended to give you like a 2 or 3 day more leeway because of the storms, et cetera, et cetera. But the one thing you have to have is you definitely have to have a scan. You have to have it scanned in. So whether you're getting a porch pickup or you're getting it, dropping off the post office. Like I said, I shipped on Monday. I stood in line for about 25 minutes. I went to it wasn't a regional post office, one of the busier post offices in my area. I had to go stop by a doctor's office, and I figured, well, I'll go to the local post office there. And it was a larger post office. Finally caught my eye. Good to see you, Roberta. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. And enjoy your guys, your auctions that are 4, 5, 6 hours. Good to see you. So you got to have that scan. If you don't have the scan, even if if it arrives late and the customer files a complaint, you're covered if you have the get shipped on time, and then they do receive it after the so-called shipping window. You're covered that way. So that's something to consider. I saw people dropping off things on the counter. I talked to Sharon about reselling quite a bit, and she has a hookup at the post office, and she can bring it in the back, and they'll scan it immediately. So, and again, guys, I talk about networking all the time. That's another thing. Doesn't hurt you to be nice to people. Maybe you want to just drop off, cookies. You have home baked cookies, or you want to drop off candy or donuts. Talking to Sharon that she uses a shipping service sometimes, and she dropped off donuts. And when you're working retail or you're working extended hours, I remember when I was working around the holidays at retail, I used to hate that. And if somebody would a salesperson would drop off, sandwiches, or they would drop off cookies, or would drop off donuts or coffee, it was really appreciated. So again, consider that, you're taking care of your mail carriers, taking care of your postal clerks at the post office. It's because it's doing business. You can write it off. Just keep track of it. It's a business expense. We talk about, that was one of the things that Casey recommended, having some kind of accounting software. And again, if you're smaller based reseller, you don't have to have accounting software. Just keep track of it through Google Sheets or through Excel or whatever. But do keep track of your expenses and your cost of goods, and your sales, et cetera, because you have to report your income. You got to pay taxes, guys. So if you're running a loss, it's one thing, but you do have to report your sales. Donuts, cupcakes, whatever. What's it say here? Sharon's cupcakes, whatever works. Remember those who help you. Exactly. You definitely want to take care of the people that help you, and it's just the world we're in, guys. If you take care of people, you're nice to people, sometimes you get a little better service. So like I said, Sharon drops her things off in the back of the post office, and they scan immediately. And I'm seeing people dropping things off on the counter, and it's like, I'm not dropping things off on the counter because my luck, they'll just throw them in the bin, they'll wheel them to the back, and because especially this time of year, they're super busy. So it is what it is. So you want to take care of the people that take care of you. It's a cost of doing business, and it is a write-off. So I'm assuming that no one wants to join me in my my pre-Christmas show. Again, I'll put the link in one more time, and then we shall move along very shortly. I want to appreciate everyone being here. Guys, if you're in the watching the replay, Michelle, let me see what your post was. What did you say? Last 2 members in our small YouTube community yesterday, we lost Becca painting the roses red and Darlene Norris's mom. Yeah, I've seen that about Mama. Yeah. I didn't really know Becca. I guess is she a jewelry person, Michelle? I did see that about Mama. She was a very nice lady. Over the years we have our issues with some of the other YouTubers, but Mom was always very kind to me, and in fact, I have one of her dream catchers in my bedroom. Mom was always very nice to me. She was a sweet lady, very nice person, and I know she was good friends with Sandy, so I'm sure she'll be missed. So if you know Mom, make sure you didn't know her. Yeah. I didn't know the other reseller. Mr. Gem Adam Roses was so sweet. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know her. Like I said, back in the day, and I mentioned on my last reselling show when I was just myself. Back in the day, I used to buy a lot of jewelry just to be a nice person, buy jewelry, and so now I'm kind of overwhelmed with the jewelry, so I got to get that stuff listed in the new year. But I did recognize the name, but I didn't know her personally. I did know Mama, and back in the day, I used to be on Darlene's show, and then one day she decided she didn't want to have men on her show. So I was at eBay Open of all places at like 5:30 in the morning, and went on the show, and then I came back, and there's Mr. Pat Dees. How are you, sir? Again, going to be here a few more minutes, Pat. If you want to pop on and say hello, that'd be great. I'll put the link in the chat again. If you want to just pop on and say hello to everybody, that would be appreciated. If you're camera ready, I know you're busy packing your Christmas presents, wrapping your Christmas presents. But Mama was a very nice lady. And again, I said, I have a dream catcher of hers in my bedroom. She was always very kind to me and a sweet lady. I know she had a lot of health issues, and apparently she had some issues, and she didn't recover. So, here we go. Mr. Pat Dees, how are you, sir? Can I hear you? Are you muted?
There
you go. I can hear you now.
Yeah, I just got back home from delivering some of those Christmas presents.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I saw that you were live and wanted to say Merry Christmas and thank you for always supporting me.
Appreciate it. Good to see you.
Yeah. How you feeling?
Men's a men's.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw him in your chat. I put that I went over to Philly, went to Port Richmond.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So it's really convenient. I just go over to, because I live 10 minutes from Philly. So I just went over to Bristol Bridge.
I haven't been down Philadelphia since some of the rioting, but I want to go down there because I want to meet up with Philly Picker Joe. I'm friends with, and yeah. Hey, Chris the Goose, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Don't forget, you guys are in here. Hit that thumbs up for Adam. Helps push out the video.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I want to get together with what is Philly Picker? What's his first name? I always forget his first name.
Joe.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, I have Joe, and then there's a you do it. He's in the I think he's down the Wildwood area. He does more doesn't do a lot of YouTube. Does more on Instagram. But we were supposed to get together for a YouTube convention up in New York, and then with everything that happened, was postponed. It was virtual. I don't know what's going. It was in August. I don't know what's going to happen this year. It's going to be virtual again, or they're going to try to have it or not. They were talking about some of the people past. Did you know Mama?
Yeah, of course, because I was on a show 2 months ago with just me, Sandy.
Yes,
the jewelry, and she was there, and they were asking me about my opinions of baseball cards. And Becca actually just subscribed to me about 6 or 7 weeks ago. Painting the roses, and I guess she got a blood clot from complications with COVID. And hey, Valerie, and sadly she passed away. She actually sent me a message, and she was she saw that I was showing stuff on an auction. She asked me about some stuff and became a subscriber. So I didn't really know her very well. I knew obviously Mama, but it's always sad, especially, the holidays and stuff, because every year then it's going to be a reminder that, it happened this week and stuff like that. And
right.
I think many of us take friendship and life for granted, and it goes so damn fast. And, hold on, I got a call.
Okay. See, that's what you do with live streams. You never know what's going to happen, so you mute your phone. But yeah, it's sad. Like I said, again, just a personal experience. I told you guys I went over to Philadelphia. You miss the holidays, you miss your family, and like I said, I just wanted to.
All right, I'm sorry about that, Adam.
That's okay.
That was the wife. She was at Walmart with my son. Getting food ready for the holidays, because we're supposed to have bad weather here, Christmas. So now
we're talking rain and wind. Were you going to have snow up your way?
Well, I'm a little bit more 2.5 hours north of you.
Right. Are you going to have snow, or you're going to have? What are you going to have?
Yeah. Well, I'm not the weatherman, but They say it's going to be messy, and we already have snow on the ground here. But so we're trying to get certain things done, and yeah, COVID's no joke, for sure. My wife's aunt just passed away from complications with it, and my wife lost an aunt and an uncle in the past couple months. The wife got sick then, and because she fell down the steps, and then they put her in a place, and she got COVID there, and she passed away, and so.
Yeah, that's an issue. Like I said, I was thinking about that. My mother was in. Well, she was an assistant. That's a long story, but I had her in very, very long time in my living room. Her living room, quote unquote, where I'm living now, because I didn't want to put her in a nursing home. I felt terrible because my grandmother was in a nursing home for years, and she actually got good care because it was in a Catholic nursing home, and her nephew was a Monsignor in a diocese, and she still got bad care as far as I'm concerned. So I swore I would never put my mother in a nursing home. So when my mother became ill at assisted living, it was complicated, but anyway, she was in and out of emergency care and in and out of care here for almost 4 years. Had a hospital bed right in our living room, and I'm thinking to myself, thank God we didn't go through what we're going through now. I'd be so scared with all the nurses were coming in, the aides were coming in, and I'd be so scared about her getting ill and then suffering more than she had to. I'm just very happy that, obviously I'm not happy that she's gone, but I'm thinking if I had to deal with that, it would have been really super stressful over and above what it was already. But yeah, it's scary. So I didn't see your video, but you're doing very well on Amazon. I saw your post.
Yeah. It's been a good year for Amazon. The problem is with the missing packages. It looks like they're holding more money back, and people don't realize when you sell items on Amazon, there's a 2-3 week delay in getting your getting paid. So, and let's say you get a draw every 2 weeks. Let's say you're supposed to get, like, for example, $4,000. If that draw's not due for another week, everything from now until that draw, all that postage that you have to pay for comes out of the draw. It doesn't come out of the money that the customers just paid. And that's to help protect the customer in case somebody commits fraud, that they can reimburse the postage, the item, and everything. But it's turned into a big problem. I get paid today, but now it won't happen until, like, the money won't clear until Saturday morning, and it's like, it's like living paycheck to paycheck sometimes, and but you have to adjust for that, and.
So what kind of percentage is Amazon now as far as your reselling business?
Probably this past year, probably 95.
Really? Okay. And you're not doing the real estate anymore, right? You're out of the real estate.
No, I was helping that guy, but I got.
Oh, you were helping him? Okay.
Yeah, I was, and then I left April the 10th, and then that weekend I was so busy, and I did $55,000 in April, that whole month.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just passed 200,000 on Amazon, and but eBay's only been the last year probably about $8,000. But we did some remodeling at our house, and set up downstairs to have to be able to do some auctions and eBay and YouTube and stuff like that. Amazon, I've been keeping. It's busy when you're trying to do multiple things, and where do you spend most of your time that is at the end the best results, and trying to balance that all out sometimes can be difficult.
Right. I talk about all the time when I used to watch. Well, Jason doesn't really do anything more, but process sales used to always talk about your value of your time. So you want to put your time in the things that are most profitable for you.
Well, and I've had health issues, and so has my wife.
Right. Yeah, I heard that. But
I'm fine. Issues. Yeah, I had surgery 2 weeks ago, and she had 3 surgeries on her foot, and she's been every 9 months. So she's been walking around with and she doesn't help me with this business because she runs, a franchise, and she works for a big company that overseas. So she does that. And so we're busy. And then, I got a younger son trying to, guide him in what, he needs to do and stuff like that. So it's a challenge.
Now, is he in college now?
No, he went to college, and he did a short stint at college that got him a job into he works for General Dynamics that makes the tanks for the Army. Yeah, that's what he does. So he's got a good job in that. And so
he got a job there, and I guess eventually they'll pay for his education. Everything would have worked out.
Oh, no, he got scholarships. And
okay.
What happened was we had, obviously had a graduation party from, and he got gifts then. So with my kids, I didn't believe in no debt as far as college. My older one has a associate science degree in mechanics, and he would work for us on the weekend at the restaurant, and then he worked at AutoZone, and we made them pay no loans. You just pay. You work and pay. You're not going to get out of school and have debt. So that's the way we did things. Even my older son never rented. When he lived at home, I made him save money, and I negotiated for him, and he has a house and a garage and all that, and pays a mortgage. And the mortgage that he pays, he couldn't rent a place for that.
That's great.
So,
well, you got to teach people life lessons, and that's great. You're able to teach them.
I try to. And
they don't get socked with all that student loan. That kills you.
Right, and you don't need to spend $80,000 to get a good education. I mean, my older son's education cost roughly $20,000, and he's really not even doing nothing with it. And my youngest son's education only cost $5,000, and he's got a good job working with the union and making good money. So a lot of times there's programs. I mean, you could become a nurse, for roughly $18,000, and a lot of times the school will or the employer will reimburse you. And so there's a lot of things that you can look in that doesn't always have to be a 4-year degree. You can go for 2 years, or you can go for some sort of certification and training, and then get, more training and stuff like that. There's a lot of places that are looking for tradesmen as far as plumbing, electrical, and machine operation and stuff like that, and make good money.
Yeah. Back in the day, I mean, the union jobs paid really, really well. And that's part of the issue with the infrastructure, with the roads and the bridges and everything. And he makes declining over the years, and they need to be, taken care of.
Yeah, he makes $22.58 an hour for 20 years old, and he's been there a year.
Plus benefits.
Plus benefits, and they have 401k. They give bonus, So yeah, he's now Dad's got to be a little bit nosy, and I manage his 401k, and I manage my older sons too. So now when I say manage, I can't touch the money, but I can transfer the money into stock picks that I think are going to be better for him. I don't withdraw the money because obviously it's their money. So sometimes people, you're touching your kids' money. No, I'm not touching that.
I know you used to do some videos. You used to have a YouTube separate channel. You used to do some videos.
Well, and I'll be honest, I am going to focus on that more next
year.
Good.
I thought it was interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to control debt. Everybody wants to own a house. Everybody. I mean, if you're a reseller, we're all interested in being. And I tell you, I listened to Dave Ramsey before in the past, and he had inspiring story. He went bankrupt in his 25, 30, in that range, and had to start all over again. And look how successful he is. So, if I can pass down some of that knowledge and experience, and people watch, and they don't have to give money, just become a subscriber. And I'm rebranding that channel. I've actually, I renamed it. It's called Money Me.
Okay.
And very simple, Money Me, so I'm going to be doing more stuff on that. People don't realize, though, it takes, you got to record, you got to edit, you got to kind of what you're going to talk about and plan it out and things like that. And I follow the market and stuff every day. And obviously, I think even if you're successful as a reseller, you got to be smart, because, you put money away for taxes, put money away for retirement. And because, reselling, you're going to be 75 years old, probably reselling,
It's not as easy, right?
Right. So, Adam, I just wanted to drop in. I
appreciate that.
I got myself a pizza. I always appreciate your support, and I'll never forget. I mean, you're the first guy when I got monetized last year. The first guy gave me a super chat, and I will always remember. And you've been loyal to me, and I appreciate it.
Appreciate you joining me, Pat.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Have a good holiday. Same to you.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Okay, take care. Okay, guys, so that was Mr. Pat D. So if you're not subscribed to Pat's channel, if you want to consider subscribing to Pat, and I think he said his new channel is going to be Money Me. So it's interesting. I mean, we all probably have some minor investments, or whether it be 401ks. And when I left my position, and with my health issues, I had to transfer that, and I have a managed fund, whatever. But something, if you guys are interested, if you're interested in playing the stock market, you want to consider subscribing to Pat's channel. So again, I want to thank everyone for being here. And again, I know it's Christmas Eve. You all have a lot of things to do. I will be on next Wednesday before New Year's Eve. Hey, Glenn, good to see you, buddy. Pat just left, so thanks for joining us. I appreciate if you want to watch the replay. We're going to try to keep this under an hour. So again, I'll be on next Wednesday. Appreciate you guys being here and watching. If you're watching the replay, and if you have any suggestions as far as tools you feel are useful for resellers, you want to leave them in the description below, and the comments below. I would appreciate that. Thank you, Roberta. Good to see you. And I again give my regards and my prayers to the reselling community, the jewelry community. The sellers will be missed. I'm sure. I know I'll miss Momo. So appreciate you guys, and it'll be a tough Christmas for the family. So again, I will be here next Wednesday, guys. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Hey, John, good to see you, buddy. Check out that Swayaki's Meats. I'm gonna have some of my fresh kielbasa tomorrow. Okay, good seeing you. Thanks for joining us. All right, so we'll see you next Wednesday, guys. Appreciate you all being here. Have a good one. Merry Christmas.